Good afternoon, subscribers, new viewers, and potential new subscribers and viewers. This is the Legacy Lost Music and Radio Paradise show from the Florida Space Coast. And today I'm going to be going over a very popular antenna that many people have raved about, and I've had it for about 2 years. And it's the famous Tram 1185 mag mount antenna for 2 meters slash 70 centimeters, and it's supposed to be I think it's about 18 inches or so, tuned for 2 meters, which is the 440 and 2 meter amateur radio band. I had another one, and I cut the piece here about 3/4 of an inch to tune it from MERS and GMRS. But this one here is standard, the standard length, and the piece goes in. It's got a little hex screw. Let me see right here. And this is actually starting to get a little corroded. I had it outside a couple times, but not really too much. I'll give you the good, bad, the ugly, which there isn't really too much with this antenna. These were originally about $16, $17 on Amazon. I think they gone up to about $22 or $21 something. Anyway, this is a good antenna. It does make a little bit of noise when you're driving on the highway when the wind passes through this little trap curlicue thing here. It makes noise. This particular one has a standard PL259. I believe the antenna wire length is approximately, well, this got pinched a little bit. I never noticed that before. This has a about 15 foot. Sorry, I was just noticing a little pinch in here. I don't know how that happened. I've had this for a couple of years. But, excuse me. Anyway, this has like a nice black powder metal type coat. Some people complain that the metal's a little soft on here, which I guess I can see that they can be correct on that. The bottom, it just has a very strong magnet, holds up 65, 70 miles an hour, US 1, I-95 driving. I haven't driven with it more than like 25 miles on the highway, so 70 miles an hour. I don't know if 75 or more might not be the most smartest thing to do. If you get a headwind, it's about a 3.5 inch magnet or so. So it's not as big as, say, like a Wilson 1000, but it is pretty robust, and definitely, for when I had it, I had no problem with it coming off. This is a clear, like, tiny little plastic, and I believe it's like glued to the edge of this, and it's kind of recessed. The black plastic piece almost sticks out over it slightly, so you gotta be careful not scratching anything. I wish they would have put more of a Velcro softer type of thing, but you can see actually the glue after a couple of years, it seems like it just wants to lift just a hair. And anyway, an interesting thing I noticed the other day was when I went to go pull this off, this piece here was slightly loose, and this piece, I guess, where the goes into, this can come off. It's got a knurled piece right here, and you can undo this, but the piece that it goes into, that one came loose. So I said, what the heck, I'll take a look at it and see what it does. So it unscrews. This piece was loose, and this whole thing would come out, and there's like a post that's in the center of this that this goes onto, and there's like a eyelet, a ring with the connector, and there's like a little round plastic gasket looking thing that it centers into, and it has to be centered or it won't line up and it won't go in. And you can actually feel that it goes into here when you put it together. So some people, so that could be an issue with corrosive and connections, water getting inside there over time. I can see an issue possibly with that, but I've had this 2 years, but I haven't really had it outside, but that could be an issue in the future. And also, people complain about when you put this in here, some people say that the screw to sandpaper the bottom piece here, this little portion, because that way the paint doesn't interfere with the bite that it gets in here, so it makes a direct contact. So that might be a good idea too. I've read some reviews on Amazon where they say the paint doesn't make it get a good contact, so you might just want to get a little sandpaper, and do the first like half an inch or so on it, so it makes a good contact to the bite there. So I'm not really sure if that makes much of a difference. I never tested to see if it's I never had an issue with it, but I noticed on this this is it says 2 dB gain on UHF, but in essence this would make this antenna a 3/4 wave on UHF, so it's kind of goes out like that more, and upward. It's not as good as a 3/4, not as good as a 5/8 wave, and some people like a 1/4 wave actually better than a 3/4 wave for the radiation pattern when it dissipates, because in a 5/8 wave you're transmitting to the horizon more, and a 1/4 wave is shooting up more. But that's, you're not getting across as much as the gist of it there. But anyway, this seems to work okay. This is an excellent scanner antenna also. Works great for VHF, UHF, weather, fire. I have no issues with that. But this is tuned again. You can tune it. I took about 3/4 of an inch to make it a MERS antenna in the middle of the MERS band, and but for transmitting out of the box, I have not had any issues with the SWR as far as 2 meter or anything. So you can do it that way too if you want a specific thing. But this works good as a scanner antenna. Like I said, this is a little, this is the glue on the corners just starting to lift slightly. You can see just slightly a little bit. And again, when this, sometimes this can come loose, the center part, and you can unscrew it, and there's a post with the eyelet connector and where the coax is going to, and I could see an issue with corrosion or something in the long term possibly for this. But for the money, these are very, very, very hard to beat. And this is the twin to the 1181 NMO antenna, which is an excellent antenna too. So I highly recommend it, and you should get 1 or 2 for your bug out bag. Good for an indoor antenna. If you have an outdoor antenna, say on a scanner, and you live somewhere like Florida or something, you get a lot of thunderstorms, you know, you have a better chance, to me, that, you know, you can still hear your weather channels or what's going on indoors, and not disconnect your outside antenna and still get your local, you know, your vital information. Good bug out bag, good prepper, good survivalist type of antenna. But highly recommend, and like I said, they work excellent for what they are, and go get one. And we'll get 2 or 3. But anyway, peace, and 73.